Penny's not swimming tomorrow. Who do I think are they putting on that relay?
Wow.
Summer McIntosh.
You just gave me chills.
So,
Paris Tonight is brought to you by Smartwater.
Welcome back to a brand new edition of Paris Tonight. I'm Ariel Helwani, standing outside La Défense Arena. You may recall, back on Monday, we were right here to witness Summer McIntosh win her very first gold medal. Since then, she's won another, and so that means tonight she can make Canadian Olympic history. No one before in the history of Canada at the Olympics has won more than 2 gold medals. In addition to that, we sit down with boxer Tammara Thibeault. She had gold medal aspirations heading into these games. Unfortunately, they were not meant to be. We also talked to several members of the Canadian women's 8 rowing team who won silver earlier today. It was a thrilling race. This is an emotional chat. You're going to want to check it out. We update you on the Canadian women's national team. They had a massive match against Germany in the quarterfinals. And we talked to the legend, Donovan Bailey, about what else? Athletics. All that and more still to come. But first, let's go see if history awaits Summer McIntosh. Well, we came here in hopes of witnessing history, and that's exactly what transpired. Once again, Summer McIntosh, 17 years old, just won her 3rd gold medal of these games, her 4th medal overall. This is absurd. This is absolutely absurd. She's just 17, and so once again, in doing so, she makes Canadian history at the Olympic Games. No one prior to these games had ever won more than 2 gold medals at a particular Olympics. She just won her 3rd. She wins the 200-meter individual medley. It defies logic at this point. Can't believe we got to witness that. Blown away, really. Her poise, her demeanor, her skill. Again, we're going to continue to talk about her for many, many more years to come. And by the way, a shout out to Josh Liando and Ilya Haroun. They won silver and bronze, respectively, in the men's 100-meter butterfly. A great day at the pool for Team Canada. We got to go back to Canada Olympic House to talk to our own Britt McLean about it all. I can't wait. Stick around. And we made it. Here with Britt, don't call me Brittany McLean, and it has been said that this was the greatest night in Canadian swimming history. Is that true? Did I just witness the greatest night in Canadian swimming history?
You did.
At my 2nd swimming event?
And I didn't. You got to be there. How exceptional.
Commiserations.
I mean, I'm just going to live off of the energy that you've brought. I trust that it was unbelievable at the pool.
It was.
I joked with Scott earlier in the IFB saying, you know, I can't be trusted to stay at Canada House for a session because I lost my voice in like 30 seconds because I got that excited. But what a night for Canadian swimming. And I don't think it's really sunk in. I don't think anything that Summer has accomplished as a whole has sunk in, but if I could take anything away, it's just pride and joy, honestly. Like, this is the start of something, and we're experiencing it here.
Last time we spoke, you said surreal. It was all surreal. This, I mean, I don't know what's greater than surreal, but this has to be that, right?
It's like I've seen 2 Canadians medal at events before, but never at an Olympics. And so I had to just take one step back and be like, Brittany, this is the Olympic Games. And they just did that. And I mean, yeah, surreal is the first word. I would, you know, there's so many different adjectives. I would go on forever. But when you take a moment to step back and know that there's never been 2 men to ever do it in Canadian swimming history. The last women duo was 1976.
Wow.
So, well, not most. The entire team was not alive. Half of their parents were just being born at that point. Like, this is truly a moment in time that I think this is a night I'll never forget, whether it was from Canada House or you were at the pool or the athletes that are living it or the fans at home watching it. Like, this is one for the books.
So here's the thing. Saturday night in an arena, that's like my thing. Like Las Vegas, a big fight, Saturday night, that's when I'm usually working. Mm-hmm. This reminded me of that, Saturday night at an arena. And here's this 17-year-old who, and you know, she's kind of a little bit back, and then all of a sudden it's the final 50 meters, and then all of a sudden goes for the haymaker, so to speak. I'm trying to keep up with the fighting analogy. And it was one of the most thrilling things I've ever witnessed. Can you just try and put into context what she has done here? Because it's not just about, okay, first, like, she is doing something that is honestly hard for me to kind of come to terms with. She's 17.
I know. I think, yeah, we have to always bring ourselves back to that. Like, 17 years old, now has 4 Olympic medals, 3 of them gold. If it came down to that freestyle, knowing she's a really strong freestyler and she was in a race, there's nobody else I'd put my money on than McIntosh. And the race went exactly how you could have ridden it out.
Right.
And it was perfect. And she was racing against, again, it was Olympic record time, but it was some of the best in the world that were there to do it. And she put her, like, she just stamped the fact that she is the greatest swimmer right now in the pool, in my opinion.
Many moons ago, or at least it feels like many moons ago, you predicted 3 golds and 5 total, right?
Yep.
We're now at 3 and 4. Can't she get to 5?
Okay, so I do have a bit of a breakdown. So tomorrow there's only one event left. It's on the women's side, at least for our Canadians, 4x100 medley relay. So in order for Summer to get on that roster, she would have to be the fastest in an individual stroke 100, which on paper she's not. She's not now known as a sprinter. But this is just, again, we're learning as the media, as the rest of the public is learning things. So I have no intel or knowledge, but my gut. Penny Alexiak earlier tonight posted, "Thank you for supporting me in my last race of the Olympics." So when I hear that, I'm like, Penny, she's done her program. Who would have swam the 100 free on paper? Penny. If Penny's not swimming tomorrow, who do I think are they putting on that relay?
Wow.
Summer McIntosh.
You just gave me chills.
So if I am, again, talk about the momentum, talk about putting in the big guns when it matters. The medley relay on the last night, every team is just running on fumes at that point. So you want the person to anchor your relay that has the ability to get in a race and fight. And this week, Summer has proved time and time again, she'll get in a race and she'll fight. So my gut says that the coaches have made that decision that she's going to be anchoring that medley relay tomorrow.
And then you would be right.
I mean,
3 and 5.
I am a little biased because I really want this to happen, but mostly because I truly, when I said that out of my mouth, that was my heart speaking and not necessarily my brain. But now we're here, and my heart and my brain are aligning.
Oh my gosh.
And this could happen.
And you should feel honored. I don't get to produce the show, but I'm saying right now, if she does get that 5th tomorrow, you have to come back.
Okay.
And you have to just spike the football, so to speak, and
I
say,
love
I
it.
told you also, all right?
I
So
love
we'll
it.
see you tomorrow, hopefully. For now, though, have you heard of a guy named Donovan Bailey? Are you familiar with him? He did a special thing many Saturdays ago back in 1996. I got to talk to him earlier tonight. Take a look at this. Well, I have been waiting 28 long years to talk to this man. He needs no introduction. He is the absolute legend of all legends. He's the one and only Donovan Bailey. And what better time than now to speak to Donovan Bailey? A Saturday night, an Olympic Saturday night at the stadium, athletics. You know a thing or two about a Saturday night at the stadium during the Olympics, right?
Yes, I've done a few things on this night, Ariel, and thank you for having me. But yes, I do. I know this night quite well. Yeah. Anytime like the 100-meter comes around, I kind of wake up with this tingling feeling of competition.
Okay, so I'm going to take my journalist hat off for a moment and just say, you were my guy. I got the newspaper when you won. I got the Sports Illustrated. We were so proud in '96. I remember exactly where I was watching on CBC when you made history, when you won in '96. And so for that reason, Donovan, I have to tell you, last Friday, I was on the red carpet at the opening ceremony. I'm doing interviews with celebrities, and who do I see from afar? Michael Johnson, that villain, that chicken, quote unquote. And so what did I do? I asked Michael, you know what I did? I first softened him up. I asked him about his league. You know, he's loving it. Oh, this is a great interview with Canada. Yeah. And then I asked him about you. In case you didn't see it, Donovan, here's what he had to say. Our country remembers very well your rivalry with Donovan Bailey. I'm just wondering, do you have any kind of relationship with him? Have you talked to him recently? What is the status of your relationship with him?
No, absolutely not. I mean, that was Donovan said what he said after that race, and he said what he said. He said what he needed to say, and I did what I needed to do. Went ahead and kept winning gold medals and left Donovan where he still belongs.
Thank you, Michael.
Yep.
Appreciate.
You guys still on that?
We remember. We all. It was the moment. No, many things have happened, but it was a moment where time stood still. There he is, Michael Johnson. Clearly, the rivalry is still very fresh.
Whoa. I mean,
What about that, Donovan?
Well, I mean, Ariel, listen, I respect Michael as a speed endurance guy. Like I always talk about it, he's a 400-meter and 200-meter guy. I mean, a 9.8 guy and a 10.1 guy, that's not a rivalry. And, it is what it is. I didn't even think I was still living rent-free in his head.
Yeah, I think you are, my man. He was really mad at me. I'm not going to lie. But I just want to
crazy.
let you know, I had your back. If he was going to get, test you, I had your back. I just want to let you, I was there for you. I was there to represent for you. I just want to let you know, just in case
That's
you didn't
awesome.
get that sense from watching the clip.
Thank you, man. No, not at all, man. I mean, no, That's kind of crazy. I mean, I think that it is years ago. There wasn't a rivalry then. I mean, I do respect Michael. He's done phenomenal things. I've done phenomenal things myself. And I didn't think that was valid, or but it is what it is. It's okay.
When's the last time you talked to him, by the way?
Oh my God, I haven't seen or talked to Michael. I think we did a show on BBC many years ago. But I mean, obviously Michael's Superman, and I'm apparently Kryptonite. So, if he's on a show, he probably wouldn't want me on there.
Well, I think that's a sign that you are in his head, and that's fine. You got the win in 96, you got the win in 97, we all remember, and we could leave it at that. So let's move to tonight. And obviously the men are competing tomorrow, the women tonight. And what about Julian Alfred of St. Lucia? Wow, who saw this coming? Wins St. Lucia's first ever medal, and she wins gold, shocking the world, shocking Sha'Carri Richardson. What was your reaction when you saw that?
You know what? I don't actually believe it was that big of a shock for someone who probably knows. Ariel, I mean, you last year I spoke about Sha'Carri winning the World Championships, and she won it from lane 8, so she won it from an outside lane. This year, when I saw the semifinals when she was with Julian Alfred, and they both came out of their acceleration phase, and then Sha'Carri shifted, and then Julian shifted. I mean, you almost see body language, where she kind of go, oh my God, this is someone who's just as good as I am, So I knew from the semifinals that Julian was going to take it.
Tomorrow, men's final, of course, Aaron Brown disqualified. We only have Andre DeGrasse left. How do you like his chances tomorrow night? Oh
man, Andre's in tough. I mean, it's been. He's had a great, consistent year. But tomorrow's going to be real tough. Tomorrow's going to be real tough for him. Do I believe that he can do it? Absolutely. He's in a good lane. And I think that if Andre executes the way that he usually does, and Andre loves the bright lights, loves the Olympics, loves the World Championships. So I think that he'd be able to execute, but he is in a tough heat. He's in the heat with the fastest guy in the world today. Keishane Thompson from Jamaica, and Keishane looks like he's gonna run 9.6. You have to be top 2, and then next 2 fastest time. Andre definitely has to run 9.8. You might have to break the Canadian record to make it in.
Can I be cheeky enough and ask you your prediction for the podium?
Oh man, you know what? I've been teetering to this. I think that the U.S. might get 3rd. And it's not going to be Noah Lyles. If Keishane Thompson executes the way he's supposed to, he will win. I think Oblique Seville will be 2nd. Let's steal it Tobago from Botswana, 3rd, or Bednarik.
Okay. I love it. Hopefully tomorrow we can talk to you and see if you got it right. Probably the biggest thrill of all is that I just found out you're a fight fan. So one of these days we need to watch a fight together. That would truly be a dream for me. So thank you so much, Donovan, and hopefully we'll talk to you on Sunday night.
Ariel, thank you, man. You might continue doing great work. And yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fight fan, so we're definitely going to do that.
Outshine Gold, presented by Lululemon.
I said it last week, I'll say it again. I continue to be so impressed by the athletes who stop by when maybe there aren't the most positive things to talk about. It's easy to come by when there's a medal around your neck. It takes a lot more to step in here and talk to us when maybe things didn't go your way. And so I have the utmost respect for Tammara Thibeault for stopping by. I'm sure you probably don't want to do interviews right now. And we really appreciate you coming by to talk to us. Thank you so much.
Of course, it's not a problem.
It's been a couple days now since your fight. How are you processing things? How are things going?
I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty tough. I came in here with high expectations of myself, and I think other people too had very high expectations of my performances, and didn't go my way. It was a close fight, it was a coin toss, and it just didn't land on my side this time around.
And you showed so much grace in class afterwards. I'm sure you were hurting inside, but you got a lot of praise for the way you handled it. How difficult was that in the moment to applaud your opponent, but also I'm sure you were in a lot of pain internally.
Oh my God, I was devastated. I still am. I'm heartbroken. This is my 2nd shot. I'm not gonna let this define me. I mean, it's one 3-2 loss it just happened to be here at the Olympics, my debut. Like, there's a lot of great athletes that don't go, you know, that lose sometimes. It's part of the process, and it's part of, you know, what makes people great, and it's about coming back from it.
As you know, in fighting, everyone loses. You had an incredible run, 25 wins in a row, right, since Tokyo, and you've won many gold medals.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure you are down the line going to learn from this.
Yeah.
And you kind of left the door open there, so I'm wondering, do you think you'll come back to right the wrong in 2028? Or are you going to go pro, or are you going to go pro and then come back? You can now do that. And I know boxing is in some kind of like a weird spot right now as far as the Olympics is concerned, but if it is back, how do you feel about your availability and your chances?
I can't let it end like this. I'm not going to let my Olympic experience end like this. I think it's too bitter for me. And I'm going to go pro because, you know, that's an adventure I want to go on. But I'll be back.
Do you think you'll go pro and then come back, or?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the next 4 years, you are going to go pro.
Yeah, that's the goal. Like, that's the plan. It was the plan from the get-go. But I enjoy my sport, and I love representing my country, and I still have a dream to accomplish.
How soon do you want to turn pro?
We'll see. I want to take a little step back. I think that patience is a virtue, and I'm somebody who rushes things a lot. But at the end of the day, it's one loss. I can't let it define me, and I won't. It's just not who I am.
In retrospect, do you think you put too much pressure on your shoulders going to these games?
100%. Yeah, I put there's too much pressure from myself. Like, I didn't even know how many wins in a row that I had until somebody mentioned it a few months ago. Like, it really didn't cross my mind. I'm very process oriented, and and the more I thought about it, the more, you know, I put pressure on myself, and I'm gonna learn from it. So I don't really know what it looks like right now, because I feel like when you're in this position, like, you have to find you just have to find a new recipe that works for you. And also, like, I want to be a better athlete. I don't want to make the same mistakes.
You've made Canada very proud, and you will continue to do so. I hope you know that. And one performance, one fight does not define you, who you are as a person and as an athlete. So congratulations on a great run to get to this point. I can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you.
All right, well, from the agony of defeat, we now move to the thrill of winning a medal. And how about the Canadian women's 8 rowing team? They won gold back in Tokyo. They were so close to winning gold again earlier today. They come up with a silver. Not too bad. We had an opportunity to speak to them. You're going to love this. Get the tissues ready. This is another emotional one. It's a great pleasure to be joined by 3 members of the Canadian women's 8 rowing team who just a couple of hours ago won silver medal. They're all the way over here to come hang with us for a little bit back in Tokyo. They won a gold, and now they've gone back to back. Incredible stuff. We're being joined by Kristen, Avalon, and Kasha. Thank you so much for the time, guys. Congratulations. Has it sunk in yet? I know it's been a bit of a whirlwind so far. Does it feel real?
Honestly, for me, not quite. It's just a whole mix of emotions right now for me. I don't know about you guys, but
same. Honestly, at this point, I'm tired.
Yes.
I'm kind of feeling a little bit numb, but I just know that, like, later it's gonna hit me.
Cloud 9.
Really happy.
And for me, it also comes in waves. I find, like, this is my last regatta. That was the last time I'm ever gonna get in a boat in Cox. And so for me, it felt very normal. Like, I didn't think that I, would feel emotion. Actually, I'm very, like, heart of black, stone cold, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Or at least that's what my brother tells me. But a couple times already since we won silver medal, like, I've broken down a little bit because, it was such a dream race, and it's the last time I'm gonna do it.
By the way, you said last time she shook her head. So it sounds like you don't believe her.
That, and I'm just like, I don't know. Kid's been saying that for a long time. After Tokyo, I think she said it.
I did.
So
I did.
We'll see.
Got to go back to back to back.
Yeah.
And by the way, I saw a post-race interview with you, and you talked about something that is of great interest to me, imposter syndrome. You said that you battle imposter syndrome. You won gold in Tokyo, now you won silver. How in the world do you have any sort of imposter syndrome?
Well, I don't look like my teammates. Like, my teammates are super beautiful, tall Amazonian women, and I'm like the garden gnome, Like, no, it's true. Like, I've got like I put extra soles in my shoes, so I look taller right now. And I've battled that my whole career. And I mean, this is my 4th Games after 2 Paralympics. This is, 2 Olympics. And I still feel that, like when we walk the boat down today, I still feel like, oh, they're gonna find me out. They're gonna, they're gonna realize I don't belong. And the ways that I deal with that is remembering my experience. I train a little bit in running and some other sports on the side, but honestly, it's like something I just have to, deal with every day and continue the positive self-talk and remembering that I did earn my seat and I do belong here.
Well, if I may, I know we just met. I think you need to drop that. You're a back-to-back Olympic medalist.
These two are like my biggest cheerleaders. They both tell me that a lot.
That's great to hear. Back in December in Montreal, I don't know if you guys remember this, it was an athlete summit, and they had you guys write future letters to yourselves.
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
I totally forgot
I've been
about
dreading
that.
this. Yeah.
We have the letters,
Oh my God.
and I was wondering if you wanted to read them and
Yeah.
see what you wrote. Do you
Sure.
remember what you wrote?
She was crying when she
Okay.
wrote it the first
Yeah, I'm
time.
gonna
so
cry.
she's
Okay,
gonna
here's
cry
yours,
again.
Kesha. Here's
you.
yours.
Dear Kasha, aka yourself, by now you know how it ends. Whatever the result, I want you to know you should be proud of yourself. This journey has had so many ups and downs, and I hope that you know you dealt with it the best that you possibly could. And while always trying to stay true to yourself, I hope you know and feel how many people love and support you for who you are, not only in sport, but out of it too. This chapter will always hold a special place in your heart, and there's no rush to figure out what's next, except for your wedding. I hope you have everything booked by now because it's a month away.
To you.
I want you to remember the commitment that you made. That you would commit 100%, and then if you fell short of gold, you would walk away happy and fulfilled. I also want you to remember, I also want you to remember what Aunt Suzanne said those years ago. You are loved for so much more than your athletic achievements. Congratulations on making your 2nd Olympic Games. Lots of love, Avalon.
As long as you live this, you personally left no stone unturned. You no longer live in anyone's shadow, and you never will again. You've overcome so many challenges, mental and physical, health this quad, and overcome it with resilience due to the people who love and support you. Remember, nothing really changes on August 4th, except maybe you get to go watch the horse show jumpers. Remember to prioritize the moments with the girls and Tom. XO Kit.
Amazing. Well, you guys are a joy. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
And enjoy everything that comes with this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, I have dried my eyes after that emotional scene. Congratulations again to the entire Women's 8 rowing team. Time to put a bow on this great day here in Paris, and that means it's time to look at the medal table. We're up to 15 medals total now, which is good enough for 10th place. And now it's time for everyone's favorite segment of the day, my Paris Tonight Podium. By the way, in case you're wondering who everyone is, I don't know, I'm just assuming you all love this. It's a nice way to end the show each and every night. My bronze medal. Well, my bronze medal goes to the Canadian women's national team. Unfortunately, they were eliminated from the soccer tournament earlier tonight against Germany. It went to PKs, which was somewhat fitting because they won Olympic gold 3 years ago in Tokyo via PKs. Their Cinderella story comes to an end, and yes, I know, usually the defending Olympic gold medalists aren't Cinderellas, but when you consider everything that they have had to overcome over the past week or so, it really was an incredible feat. That they went 3-0 in the group stage and that they made it to the quarterfinals. They fought valiantly until the very end. I'm sure they are very, very disappointed, but we are very proud of them, and I think they should hold their head high, and hopefully the next time we see them, there'll be a little less drama and controversy surrounding all of their activities on and off the pitch. Silver, that goes to Donovan Bailey, my guy. Could you imagine? I mean, 14 years ago, I was there, July 27th, 1996. I'm sitting on my parents' couch in our living room watching CBC and watching one of our own win the men's 100 meters. And this is just, 8 years after Ben Johnson and all of that. And here he is flying the flag and just smoking through the competition. And then 28 years later, I'm working for CBC and I'm interviewing Donovan. And the first thing he says to me is that he's a huge fight fan, that he needs to wrap this up because Terrence Crawford is fighting tonight. He needs to get to a spot to watch. And then he's watched my interviews. I mean, I'm not trying to make this about me, but there are certain moments where you're like, what the heck is my life? And that was one of those moments. Donovan Bailey is a Canadian legend. It was an honor to have him on the show. And 14-year-old me can't believe that he actually even knows who I am. That was pretty darn cool. Gold, of course, it has to go to the one who scored the golden hat trick for Team Canada tonight. What more can be said of Summer McIntosh? It's just unbelievable. 3 gold medals, 4 medals total. She has a chance maybe to get one more on Sunday. Even if she doesn't, who really cares? This is unbelievable. She's 17. And the crazy thing about it is she's of course going to be back in 4 years, but there isn't even anyone that appears to be coming up that will challenge her. We may, by the time her whole career is said and done, we may have an opportunity to watch the greatest Canadian Olympic athlete in front of ours in her prime. Enjoy this. This isn't normal. This is very unique. You may feel like this is just ho-hum. This happens all the time for Canada, especially in swimming. It doesn't. It's supremely unique. And shout out to her mom, 40 years ago, 1984. Imagine telling that young woman that in 40 years, her daughter would be doing this. The most decorated Canadian, potentially, most golds in one Olympic Games. What more can be said? I'm just rambling at this point. Congratulations, Summer McIntosh. We are all so very proud and in awe of you as well. And not just by what you do in the pool, but by how you handle yourself. Your demeanor is just as impressive, if you ask me. All right, we now move along to tomorrow, and it's going to be a great day. Can't wait. Early morning, wake up early, around 6:30 or so, 6:30 a.m. Wyatt Sanford of Nova Scotia is competing in the 63.5 kilogram boxing semifinals. He has an opportunity to move on to the finals. If he can win gold, he'll be the first boxer hailing from Canada to win Olympic gold since Lennox Lewis did it in 1988. The good news is we are guaranteed a medal for the first time in boxing in 28 years. It has been 28 long years. Why are we guaranteed? Because there's no bronze medal match in boxing. You make it to the semis, you're guaranteed a bronze. So he's playing with house's money. Go get it done, Wyatt Sanford. I can't wait to see how this unfolds. And then later on in the day, it's the men's 100-meter dash. This is it. This is the main event. This is what everyone looks forward to as far as athletics are concerned. Some say the fastest man in the world emerges from this race. As of right this moment, Andre DeGrasse is our only hope to get a medal at this particular event. So let's see how the day unfolds for him. But with or without a Canadian in the field, it's always great theater. Can't wait to see how that goes down. All right, that's it for us. Thank you so much for watching. Bonne nuit from Paris.
Paris Tonight is brought to you by Smart Water.